sent Heliodorus to collect the temple taxes?
Yes.
Okay, because that's like the whole clincher of the story. So here's just kind of a 3D virtual walk. Perhaps the temple didn't look exactly like this. We don't know exactly what it looked like, but just looking at how much maintenance the temple did require, the beautiful vessels, they had musical instruments, they had a lot of instruments for the sacrifices, they had space for people to come and worship and pray and deal with the sacrifices. They had the Holy of Holies. Obviously, the temple was a huge enterprise and needed a lot of behind-the-scenes work, which we don't often think about. You know, we kind of think about the spiritual place, but it was much like a synagogue, right? You need a caretaker, you need the Leviim, the Levites served as, you know what role the Levites served as?
Well, as assistants to the Kohanim, also ritual service and keeping the Eish Tamid burning. That was one of the roles. General cleanup, getting, you know, rid of, because sacrifices were going on all the time, so there's a lot of just technical work involved in, you know, clearing things out and keeping things going.
Certainly. They also served the role of musicians. They were musicians, okay, and they would play music every day. All those beautiful musical instruments was the role of the Levites. You were a Levite, you better have had a good voice.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one of their legacies. So now we have all these reasons why the Maccabees were planning this revolt against the Greeks. They had many, 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 many reasons, perhaps more than we thought before. So we know the story. It was these tremendously armed Greek empire against us, right? And who were we? What was the main occupation at the time for Jews in those days?
Agriculture.
Yeah, agriculture, farmers, certainly not warriors, certainly not blacksmiths, certainly not swordsmen. So when we talk about the miracle, people usually talk about which kind of miracle of Hanukkah?
The oil.
The oil. Right, which certainly was a miracle. I'm not belittling that in any way. But this was also a miracle. In what way?
Well, the minority, very small army defeated a very organized, powerful army.
Yeah. You could almost say, looking back at Israel's founding of the state in 1948 and again in 1967, when you had multiple powerful Arab countries against tiny Israel. In 1948, we had 600,000 people living here against multiple well-equipped Arab armies who were merging together against Israel. It's kind of the same story right here, repeated 2,000 years later. So it was not the